Urgent Steelers fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. New team could consider signing Aaron Rodgers as the Steelers wait. The New Orleans Saints seem poised to kick the tires in pursuit of Aaron Rodgers, potentially. The four-time MVP has kept the Pittsburgh Steelers waiting despite a visit in March. Yet, with Derek Carr's shoulder injury popping up with the Saints, Rodgers could have another option other than retirement, waiting, or Pittsburgh. The Saints, who are ranked number 9 overall, could attack the position in the NFL draft, but after losing Carr, a four-time Pro Bowler, Rodgers at least has to be considered. Ian Rappaport of NFL Network believes it is possible that the Saints could consider signing Rodgers while the Steelers wait, though there is nothing concrete. Pittsburgh, I think, is a better team, Rappaport said to Saints reporter Nick Underhill. I would imagine the Saints would look at him. I don't really know. But then I also think, how willing would Rodgers be willing to go there? Knowing how the roster is, which is, I don't think, in a bad place, but not where the Steelers are. So it's at least something to consider. The Saints are not built for winnow football. They have a new coaching staff led by head coach Kellen Moore, the former offensive coordinator of the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Rodgers' desire for his next team remains unknown. He has visited the Steelers facility and organized a workout with DK Metcalf. However, there is still no certain timeline for a decision even after the Steelers have contract parameters in place, according to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. The Steelers have Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson under contract. With all the work they have put into the NFL draft's quarterback class, the team is shaping up to take a quarterback at some point, whether in the first or middle rounds. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest the black and gold news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks! Now let's get back to the news. Steelers could move on from Aaron Rodgers to another veteran QB. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been considered the favorite to sign Aaron Rodgers for weeks now. However, the future Hall of Fame quarterback has yet to put pen to paper on a deal. Rodgers has held a throwing session with new Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf. He has flown out and visited with the team at the team facilities and still has not made up his mind about whether or not he wants to play in Pittsburgh. At some point, the Steelers are going to need to move on from Rodgers and focus on who their starting quarterback is going to be in 2025. With the 2025 NFL Draft under 2 weeks away, a timeline could be starting to form for Rodgers and Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin and company cannot afford to keep waiting on the 41-year-old star just to see him sign elsewhere or choose to not play. It's possible that the Steelers will focus on adding a young quarterback in the draft. A name like Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart could end up in Pittsburgh. Keeping that in mind, there is another potential option that the Steelers could look into acquiring. Daniel Blackham of the Mirror has suggested that Kirk Cousins could be a potential option for Pittsburgh if the team grows tired of waiting on Rodgers. The Steelers are still in limbo when it comes to the quarterback position, with former Super Bowl champion Aaron Rodgers yet to make a decision over his future. The former New York Jet is still a free agent and has kept all interested teams waiting for his next move, he wrote. Pittsburgh had expected to be the only team still in the running for him, due to the fact they still don't have a starting QB for next season. If Rodgers opts to retire, Pittsburgh could be tempted to make a move for Cousins instead. Cousins would be an interesting option for the Steelers. He doesn't come with nearly the upside that Rodgers would, but he could start for a year while a young quarterback develops. During the 2024 NFL season with the Atlanta Falcons, Cousins completed 9% of his pass attempts for 3,508 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 16 interceptions in 14 games. His numbers were solid, although the turnovers were a concern. Granted, Cousins would not be a perfect option, but if Rodgers continues to refuse to sign, Pittsburgh could look into the idea. NCAA leading QB undervalued as he visits Steelers amid Aaron Rodgers saga. The Steelers are making sure they have a backup plan for Aaron Rodgers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are one of the last teams with an unresolved quarterback situation this offseason, and they are making sure they exhaust all options as they look for their next signal caller. What is sure is that there will be someone new under center in Pittsburgh after Justin Fields signed with the New York Jets and Russell Wilson signed with the New York Giants in free agency. Aaron Rodgers seems to be the first choice for the Steelers, but he is predictably taking plenty of time to make the decision about where he wants to play or if he wants to play at all. Rodgers can be a bit volatile, so it would be unwise for the Steelers not to have a backup plan. Mike Tomlin and company are preparing for the NFL draft coming up at the end of the month. On Monday, Pittsburgh is visiting with Syracuse quarterback Kyle McCord ahead of the draft, according to NFL insider Jordan Schultz. Several teams I've spoken with say he's one of the more undervalued players in the entire draft, highlighting his prototypical NFL size. Winning pedigree, see 21-point comeback versus Miami in capacity to read coverage, Schultz wrote of McCord. McCord saw his football reputation turn around in 2024 in his first year at Syracuse. He led the nation in passing yards and led the Orange to a 103 season, including a stunning upset against Miami to close out the regular season. McCord became a household name at Ohio State, where he started his college career. He was the full-time starter for the Buckeyes in 2023 on a team that just barely missed out on going to the college football playoff. Now, he could be an intriguing draft pick in the late rounds for the Steelers or another team. Whether Rodgers' decision will come before the draft remains to be seen, but the Steelers would certainly like some clarity on that front by the time they have to start making picks. Regardless of what Rodgers decides, what the Steelers are going to do at quarterback is one of the biggest remaining questions this offseason. Tim Benz. If TJ Watt really is upset about his contract negotiations, that's not a bad thing. No one knows what Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker TJ Watt really meant by his now infamous peace sign Instagram post. Many think that Watt was saying peace out because his contract negotiations are going poorly. That was roughly the interpretation of both Pat McAfee show Steelers correspondent Mark Kaboly and the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network advanced a different idea. He thinks Watt might have been letting us know he is fatigued by the ongoing quarterback uncertainty between his franchise and Aaron Rodgers. Here's an idea. It could be both. Maybe the Steelers' offer to Watt is significantly less than he wants because they are allocating too much for Rodgers, or perhaps discussions with Watt's agents have been slow because they are waiting on Rodgers to sign first, and Watt is getting impatient. Regardless, for those Steelers fans who are trying to make themselves feel better about the situation by insisting that Watt's post means nothing, well, then why hasn't he come out and explained it yet? Short of Watt clearing things up directly, why not his brother, Jay? Jay? He is seemingly willing to be a public relations agent for TJ any other time he deems it necessary. The likelihood is, in one way or another, Watt would probably like his extension to be done by now. After all, Myles Garrett already extended his deal with Cleveland this offseason for $123.5 million guaranteed and an average salary of $40 million per year. Not to mention, Max Crosby just signed a 3-year, $106.5 million contract extension with Las Vegas. $91.5 million guaranteed at an average salary of $35.5 million per year in March. I'm not going to start clutching pearls over this. That's mainly because I never wanted the Steelers to just fork over whatever Watt wanted and hand him a blank check. Why should they? Because the Browns and Raiders did that for Garrett and Crosby. I don't think a business model to follow within NFL circles is just do whatever Cleveland does. Frankly, if Watt is going to demand as much or more than Garrett, it's unwise to extend him at all. No team should be giving a 30-year-old pass rusher another 9-figure contract when he has so often ended seasons compromised or unable to play due to injuries. Furthermore, despite Watt's numerous individual accolades, team success in the playoffs has never followed suit. If all Watt wants is one penny more than Garrett, the prudent thing to do if no one is offering a worthy trade package for him is to go through this season and sign him next year. That's if Watt actually finishes 2025 healthy and productive. If all that matters is being paid the most of any player at the position, the organization can accomplish that just as easily, if not more easily. Next year, if Rodgers is one and done after 2025 and the Steelers probably have a rookie QB on the books. Didn't Watt provide an impassioned soliloquy about wanting to remain in Pittsburgh just 3 months ago? I want to be part of the solution, Watt said on Locker Cleanout Day in January. I don't want to leave this place. I love the people here. That goes beyond just the coaches. It's the fan base. It's the people, the community. We owe it to them to get it right. I didn't read at the right price anywhere. Did you? Is there anything wrong with the Steelers making Watt live up to those
words without bidding against themselves while he is still under a valid contract in order to do so?
Then again, I guess that's always the case when NFL players talk about wanting to be one-helmet guys. Sure they do, so long as their drafting team is always the highest bidder for their services. However, the Steelers don't like their star players to feel uncomfortable. As a result, I'd be stunned if Watt's contract isn't extended before the start of the regular season. It took until September 9, just days before the 2021 season opener, to get Watt's last extension done. Things got tense with Cameron Hayward last year before his contract was restructured. This is standard operating procedure. I have no problem with the Steelers operating on a schedule that isn't strictly on TJ.time. As of now, he's got one more year before he can officially peace out anyway. There's plenty of time for more cryptic social media posts between now and then. Maybe someday we'll get one with a little context. Schultz Steelers hosting Syracuse QB Kyle McCord for pre-draft visit Monday. The pre-draft visits featuring quarterbacks in the 2025 NFL draft class continue for the Pittsburgh Steelers. After hosting Colorado's Shedder Sanders late last week, the Steelers are reportedly hosting Syracuse quarterback Kyle McCord. Monday. Fox Sports NFL insider Jordan Schultz reported McCord's visit moments ago. Previously, ESPN's Adam Schefter reported last week that McCord would visit this week, though it was unclear on what day. Now that day is clear, as he is reportedly in town Monday to visit with the Steelers at the Southside facility. He had a tremendous 2024 season with the Orange after transferring from Ohio State. McCord led the nation with 4,779 passing yards, won 10 games with the Orange, won the Holiday Bowl MVP award, and broke former Clemson QB Deshaun Watson's ACC single-season passing record. In Syracuse's up-tempo, spread offense, McCord lit it up all season, showing off his accuracy, timing, and ability to anticipate. Has limited athletically and doesn't have a strong arm, but he's able to succeed above the neck with his processing skills, ability to move defenders with his eyes, and his quick release to fit throws into windows. His arm strength doesn't allow. He might not have a strong arm, but according to ESPN's Matt Miller, McCord is the best deep ball thrower of this class. He completed 37 passes of 20 or more air yards last season, which led the nation. In a scouting report for Steelers Depot, Tom Mead compared McCord to Gardner Minshew II and wrote that he has solid arm strength, good pocket presence, and reads defenses well while utilizing the whole field. McCord has solid height, good weight, and a good football IQ. He has solid arm strength, a good understanding of the offense, and reads defenses effectively. He has a good pocket presence, gets the ball out quickly and accurately, and uses the whole field. His accuracy and timing are good and give the receiver a chance to run after the catch. Areas to improve include his mechanics and accuracy when off-platform, staying on his toes in the pocket, and accuracy on crossing routes, manipulating defenders with his eyes and letting the ball fly on deep routes outside the numbers will benefit him in the future. McCord competed in the 2025 East-West Shrine Bowl and was the best quarterback of the bunch throughout the week, though he ultimately didn't play in the game and decided to sit out at the last minute. And now, Steelers fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for the black and gold. He'll be back any moment with more Steeler Nation news. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.